Okay, welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this final session of the My Dog is My Home Conference 2025. We've had an incredible 3 days of learning, sharing, and building connections, and it's so exciting to come together now to wrap things up with a little fun and recognition. As you know, throughout the conference, we've been running our photo contest on Whova, where you all had the chance to capture and share moments that reflect the heart and spirit of our work in co-sheltering and the human-animal bond. Whether it was a powerful shot from one of our sessions, a behind-the-scenes moment, or an image that just spoke to you, we've seen some truly inspiring and adorable submissions. So now it's time to reveal the winners of the contest. As a reminder, the top 5 photos with the most likes will each win a free ticket to next year's conference. We've had some fierce competition in this friendly photo challenge, but before we dive into the winners, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you who participated. Your contributions have made this contest a fun and engaging part of the conference. So, are you all ready to find out who the winners are? I know you've been waiting to see who's taking home those free tickets, and I can't wait to share these amazing photos with all of you. So let's jump into the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will take home the title of photo contest winner? And here they are. All right, so Thomas Smith, congratulations. And Steve Marrero, also a winner. Congratulations, Steve. And next we have Shoshana Mostaller with this really awesome photo of Ryan Smith and his 2 dogs, Crimson and Sable. Jennifer Smith, thank you so much for contributing this really adorable photo. And next, Crystal Kunde. I'm sorry if I didn't say your last name correctly, but thank you for sharing your photo of this big puppy dog. I think it's really fun. Thank you for sharing. And thank you to all of you for sharing your photos. We have really loved looking at them, and we will be in touch with you about redeeming your prize for a free ticket to next year's conference. But this wasn't the only contest going on during our conference. We also had some friendly competition going on through our icebreaker contest. So the attendee with the answer that got the most reactions to their icebreaker response from other attendees wins a sticker pack. And the winner of our icebreaker contest is, congratulations to Amber Eby. And the question for Amber was, if you had to teach a class on one thing, what would you teach? And her answer was, ooh, this is a good one. I would teach people how to eat more vegetables and how to make easy switches to make popular meals vegan. And why? The answer was, this is my one true superpower. And you got a ton of responses here, Amber. It seems like a lot of people want to join you in that vegan cooking class. So congratulations to you, Amber. So thanks for participating in the fun and for delighting people with your icebreaker response. We'll be in touch with you about your prize. I have had a ton of fun with you all over the past 3 days. It's been such an honor meeting you all virtually and learning from you. And I want to impress upon you all what a special cross section of people this is at this virtual conference, where we were able to bring together over 500 people internationally across the animal welfare and health and human services sectors. And one of the things that makes this conference special is that we all walk away feeling genuinely seen and heard by each other at the end of the 3 days. So please stay in touch with us. We don't want this community to go away just after the 3 days. If you haven't already done so, sign up for the Co-Sheltering Collaborative. It's like the conference on a miniature scale, and it gives us an opportunity to continue to meet quarterly over Zoom meetings so stakeholders can get together and share emerging practices, resources, and support each other in this work to shelter and house people and animals together. You'll find the link to our sign up form in the chat. You can also snap a photo of this QR code. Our next meeting is May 22nd at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, I have to take a minute to thank our amazing sponsors. So thank you to our conference's platinum underwriter, Maddie's Fund, a national family foundation established by Dave and Cheryl Duffield to revolutionize the status and well-being of companion animals. Your support of the conference year over year has been an incredible stabilizing force for us, so thank you to Maddie's Fund. Also, thank you to our conference sponsors on the advocate level, ASPCA and Michelson Found Animals. Our sponsors who came in at the friend level, thank you to Joybound People and Pets and PetHelpFinder.org. And on the supporter level, thank you to the National Alliance to End Homelessness, PetSmart Charities, Red Rover, the Paw Mission, and Hood Venture Council. And our sponsors on the associate level, thank you to Feeding Pets of the Homeless and Ridgewood Savings Bank. Also, a special shout out to our incredible team for making the conference possible. Your time, labor, and talents are what make up My Dog is My Home. We are what we are because of you. And of course, if any one of you conference attendees would like to make a charitable contribution to My Dog is My Home, making future conferences and our year-round work possible, we always welcome your support. We have a number of ways you can make a contribution. If you go to our donation page, which you can get to by snapping a photo of this QR code on the slide or through the link that will be dropped in the chat momentarily, anyone who makes a donation of $25 or more has the option of receiving a limited edition conference sticker sheet or a limited edition conference enamel pin. But that's not all. Of course, we have our bookshop.org link, which will be dropped in the chat. And you'll also see the books that we featured during this conference right here on the slide. So you can pick up your copy of Rethinking Rescue and Lost and Found Cat through our bookshop.org link. And a part of the proceeds will be donated back to My Dog is My Home. We also have a number of other books in our bookshop.org link that are there for recommended reading, and a portion of those proceeds will also go back to My Dog is My Home. And last but not least, get your conference t-shirts from our Bonfire merch store. Proceeds directly benefit My Dog is My Home. All right, so as we wrap up this year's conference, we want to hear from you. Your feedback is incredibly important to us. It helps us improve and make each year's conference even better than the last. If you have a few minutes, please take the time to fill out our brief conference survey. Your insights will guide our planning and ensure that we continue to create valuable, impactful experiences for everyone involved. We truly appreciate your time and input. So to find the survey, go to the surveys section of Whova. In your mobile app, you would go to additional resources and then to surveys. In your web app, you would go to resources and then to surveys. And now for the sad part. So I want to thank you all for joining us for My Dog is My Home's 5th annual conference, Why Pets, Why Now? The Urgency of Inclusion. The number 5 is a milestone, and I'd like to take a moment to reflect on what has happened over these 5 years. 5 years ago, in March of 2020, the world felt like it was collapsing. Do you remember where you were, what you were thinking, or what you were afraid of? It was a time of unimaginable loss and uncertainty, but also a time of remarkable creativity and resilience. We formed pandemic pods, we baked sourdough, and turned sidewalks into dining rooms and figured out how to gather, learn, and connect in ways we had never considered before. We even stopped evictions, emptied animal shelters, and managed to house people experiencing street homelessness with privacy, dignity, and a door that shut behind them. In the midst of everything that felt broken, we found new ways to build. 5 years isn't really enough time to gain full perspective, but it's enough to pause and ask, what have we learned? How have we changed? And perhaps most importantly, are we doing the things we swore we'd do differently once the world opened up again? The truth is, everything feels like it's on fire right now. The political landscape is shifting beneath our feet. Policy decisions made in Washington have real-world consequences for the communities we serve. And the weight of crisis after crisis can feel relentless. But if the past 5 years has taught us anything, it's that we persevere, we adapt, we create, we rise to meet the occasion, not alone, but together. And that is exactly what we have done here at this conference. We have spent these days not just exploring how to make pet inclusion a reality, but doing so in community with one another. Because when the world feels uncertain, we lean into each other. And we are not alone in this work. As we close this year's conference, we have a special message from someone who understands the importance of ensuring no one is forced to choose between their home and their pet. Congressman Jason Crow has been a steadfast advocate for housing justice and co-sheltering. His leadership on the Providing for Unhoused People with Pets Act is one example of how change on the federal level is possible, how we can continue building momentum toward a future where every person and every pet has a place to call home. So let's take a moment to hear from Congressman Crow.
Good evening, everyone. It's Congressman Jason Crow. I'm sorry I can't join you in person because I'm traveling, but I wanted to address everybody at My Dog is My Home and thank you for your hard work advocating for our other loved ones, as I sometimes like to say. My daughter, a couple of years ago, came up with the idea for the PUP Act, the Providing for Unhoused People with Pets, when we were driving around and saw all of our unhoused neighbors with pets. And we started to research this and figure out that these folks had limited options. They couldn't go to shelters in so many cases because of their pet. And it just seemed so wrong to us that people were put in the position of having to choose between shelter and a roof over their head and their other family member, their loved one and their pet. So we drafted this legislation, and this has been a bipartisan effort. And I just want to thank all of you for working so hard to tell the story, to get us additional co-sponsors, to talk to everybody who will listen about the importance of this legislation and the life-saving difference it could make for so many of our unhoused neighbors and their loved ones. So thank you. Really appreciate the hard work you do. Look forward to continuing to work with you on this legislation to get it over the finish line.
And thank you to Congressman Jason Crow for the message. The work ahead is significant, but messages like that remind us that there are champions at every level, advocates, service providers, policymakers, and people with lived experience, all working to push these solutions forward. Legislation like the PUP Act doesn't pass overnight. It requires vision, persistence, and collective action. What we can do and what we must do is keep having these conversations, keep sharing our stories, and keep finding ways to turn ideas into policies that create real change. This is the moment we're in now. When we face hardship, when the systems we once trusted feel unstable, there is tremendous opportunity to reinvent, to rebuild in ways we never thought possible. The pandemic felt like the end of the world, but it also created space for us to shine as a species in the face of tragedy. The same opportunity stands before us now. This is our chance to transform uncertainty into action, crisis into innovation, and challenges into solutions that center the dignity of every person and every pet who find a home in each other. So thank you for being part of this milestone and for showing up and for imagining new ways forward. We're not done. The work continues, and we continue it together.
Chasing the night away, you make me laugh when I wanna cry. Always there, no matter what. You're forever by my side. You're where I wanna be, always by my side. The friend